Hello and welcome. Keep your hand in your skirt. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. I am your host, Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. Today's topic is the 2024 energy update. What is the frequency? What can we look forward to receiving in 2024? So first of all, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I go on multidimensional journeys with a girlfriend. We call each other co-creator playmates. We have been on the multidimensional journey together since 2010. And we do these multidimensional play dates where we go into the field, to the quantum field, and we get information. We get downloads, we get hits, we connect with different consciousnesses. So my friend Shiva L and I wanted to go in to find the highest timeline that we could access for 2024. Remember, we're calling in the earth. We're calling in the frequencies that we want to have. Remember, we are reality weavers. So we are weaving the reality of the highest potential for our personal timeline. So this is what we found when we intentionally went in. We create a sacred space, and then, we some would call it channeling. I call talking to our multidimensional selves, and we invite in different counterparts, different aspects of our multidimensional self to gift us with information that will be practical. I believe spirituality needs to be practical. I am very easily have multidimensional experiences, but I live on planet Earth, so I want my spiritual information to support and benefit my human experience on planet Earth. And that is always the intention. How can I make my day-to-day life better? How can I make my day-to-day experiences easier, more smooth, more heart space, more loving, more kindness to myself, more kindness to others, etc. So Shiva L and I, we went on this journey. First of all, let me tell you about her in case you want to check her out. She is an Akashic record reader of many. She wears many hats, but that's one thing she does. So if you've been interested in having Akashic records, you can go to akashicintuitive.com is her website. And again, her name is Shiva L. So we set this intention, and I instantly, first of all, one thing that I want to share before I tell you that is the last couple of months, I have up-leveled to a new sense of authority. I've been feeling like, so even I wear many hats myself, right? I'm a business owner, I'm a homeowner. I have a lot of leadership. I'm in charge of a lot of things. I have a lot of things that I'm a boss lady. But I notice, and people often tell me, you play so small, you keep so many things so close to, to your chest. And I think it's because I just didn't feel safe. And unconsciously, I just didn't feel safe. So I just keep things separate, or I just, don't really showcase things. But the frequency has changed, and I really know that the frequency has changed, and I do know it is really, really, it's safe. There's a new layer or level or an up-leveling that's happened that we can stand up, we can rise up. It is safe to be seen. It is safe to, and it's not arrogance, it's not bragging, but it's that safety that we can shine as bright as we really are. We don't have to play small, we don't have to hide. So the last couple of months, I've really noticed that there's a new frequency, and I want to call it like an authority frequency, this new layer, this new level of a type of inner sense of authority to be seen, to be able to stand up. Okay, so that pairs with what happens when we call in, show us the highest potential timeline for 2024. Show us what it can be so we can acclimate to it and we can help create it, right? We are the reality weavers. We are pulling in these frequencies right now. And I instantly felt like it's already happening. I felt like we were at our New Year's Eve party, and I feel like this 2024 frequency that we want to communicate with, it's already here. It's already already in my field. It's already in my body, energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It has already landed. So that was like, okay, that's great. And then again, I'm feeling such a sense of this authority, this certainty, this confidence, this knowing. And I instantly know that 2024 frequency is all about mutual benefit. Mutual benefit, meaning I can feel how far away we have gone from unhealthy, unbalanced connections. Right? Like in the past, my past, a lot of my interactions, my connections were unbalanced, right? And we probably, most of us have seen it, or we know of it, or we've been in it, that you have one person who does more of the giving, one person who does more of the taking, and you have these lopsided relationships, lopsided connections, whether with work, with your coworkers, with your family, with your lover, with your friends, with your social activities. It doesn't matter, but we can see these lopsided interactions, these lopsided connections. And so I was hearing like, and I could sense like the lopsided, the imbalanced relationships, like they're dissolving. They are just dissolving. They're a thing of the past. That program is no longer alive, right? Collectively, we're just have released the lopsided relationships. And instead, we are now functioning from mutual benefit. So it's not going to be the rare thing that you have a mutually beneficial connection. It's going to be the normal. It's going to be everywhere you go. It's going to be every interaction you have, whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're at work, whether you're, in a family setting. Mutually beneficial relationships, an even exchange. It won't be necessarily apples for apples, but it will be an even exchange. It'll be a currency exchange, a heart exchange. There'll be value and benefit by both parties equally, law of mutual benefit. And I kept seeing this woman, and she was carrying like the symbols, those the scales, like the Libra. My son's a Libra, so I know about the Libra energy, and the Libra energy is very balanced. It's very diplomatic. So I kept seeing these scales, right? And this woman was holding these scales. And so I'm telling my girlfriend, like, I'm seeing this woman is here. She's dressed in blue. She's got these, she keeps holding these scales. She's got these scales, the scale, like whatever in her hand. And she's just got that sense of authority, that sense of certainty, that sense of confidence, that calm, that center, that very balanced, that's very aligned. Right? And it just felt loving. It just felt so good. But I don't know who this lady is. Well, my girlfriend, she's really good at the goddesses and the different archetypes and all of these things. So my girlfriend instantly knows who she is, and she tells me this is Lady Justice. I'm like, oh, okay, well, hello, Lady Justice. You've never showed up for me before. I've never, in this reality, I don't remember you, but hello, Lady Justice. And I just loved Lady Justice. Well, then my girlfriend goes on to tell me that Lady Justice has her eyes closed. Like she's got, her eyes are covered. And I'm like thinking, wow, why would your eyes be covered? And so my girlfriend says, well, her eyes are covered, so she makes all of her decisions from her heart. So she's in her heart space, not possibly tricked or deceived or misled through visual perception. So in her heart space, she is able to have this state of balance, this sense of balance and this justice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like so cool, right? Like, I love that. Well, then I go and look up Lady Justice after we get done on the journey. And the stuff I was reading was saying Lady Justice has her eyes closed so she doesn't discriminate, right? So like what my friend said, so she's in her heart. She doesn't let the outside influence or project on her, right? So there's no discrimination. There's justice. There's equality. right? And it does feel so good. Well, so then a couple days after our thing on YouTube, I had uploaded my video about the Lyran mothers, right? The dream weavers, the Lyran mothers. And then somebody on YouTube had seen it and said the Lyrans just showed up, right? And she said it scared her. She had a dream and they showed up, but she said it terrified her. And so she, was asking me about it. So I asked her, well, if, after you had the dream, have you gotten some downloads? Have you gotten some hits? And does your body still feel terrified? And she said, it just happened 3 days ago. Like, so the Lyran mothers, they're here, right? They're here, they're popping in. And then I said, are you still terrified? And she said, yes, but she wants them to come back. So even though she wanted them to leave, now she wants them to come back to see what they had to say. Well, right away, I'm seeing Lady Justice, right? So my suggestion was, if you want to get to know them, maybe get to know their frequency through your heart instead of with your eyes. Maybe keep your eyes shut and just call on them and ask them to send their energy signature to you, to send their frequency to you, so your body can see if your body feels safe, if your body feels peace, if your body feels harmony, if your body feels love. And let your heart acclimate to the frequency. And so I haven't heard back if she's done that, but I thought, like, oh, how fascinating, because again, our eyes can deceive us. And I don't know the beings that showed up in her dream. I don't know. But I do know, like, there's so many stories, right? And there's so much fear going on, and there's so much, if something's unfamiliar, right, we tend to judge what's unfamiliar, right? That's why the star friends can't just pop up, because most people will really freak out, right? And we discriminate. And so I've always been a part of the discrimination team, right? I know all about the hybrids. I am a hybrid, right? And I know about discrimination, and that's part of, like, my mission is to equalize, to normalize, like, lopsided relationships, right? Like, things, like, we got to come back to a harmony, right? To an alignment where, right, we can start to engage and interact from a more equal exchange, right? And not a discrimination exchange, or not the narcissist codependent exchange, not the victim and the bully exchange, right? Like, so it's just beautiful, right? So 2024, it's already here, the now frequency of 2024, and I just see it. I just feel and sense and see such. I feel so calm. So other people are, everybody gets to have their own timeline. Everybody gets to create their own reality. But for me, this is what I'm sensing and feeling for myself, as well as because I can see it, and because I'm experiencing it, I want to plant more seeds. I want the ripple effect to go out. I want more and more people to have the daydream. We can use our thoughts to be afraid, to have worry, to be fear-based, or we can use our thoughts to anchor in possibilities, realities, law of mutual benefit. That is a beautiful reality that I totally align and agree with. I consent to law of mutual benefit. I align and agree with law of mutual benefit. So that is my 2024 prediction, law of mutual benefit. Expect to engage, interact, and exchange in a mutually beneficial way with all of your different experiences on your day-to-day basis. Thank you for listening.